Alright, the key switch on the $25 812 is busted. I just ran this yellow wire back to the coil, and I put this jump box right on the starter to get it going. She's fired up. Well, I made it to the back 40. I hit a bump and the wire fell out, and I grabbed it and hooked it up quick enough that, there we go, this is our off switch. Yep, turn it back on. Awesome. Well, it needs a new key switch, so we'll have to do that at another date. But we're ready to plow snow with the 812. We're over here at the famous $25 812, which will not start, and we think it has a bad key switch. I have not done any official diagnosis other than to know that it has no power going to the coil and it has no power going to the solenoid. So I think it's the key switch. So I'm gonna put a new key switch in because I have one. And if that fixes it, that's great. If not, we'll do a real diagnostic. All right, here is this beauty. It needs a little love on the paint here, but you never know. We could be getting snow any day. It's November 23rd today, so we're on borrowed time with weather. So let's pop off this hood and get our switch in. This one I've got, no, I got bolts on here instead of screws. Let's use my little impact driver here. See if we can take these bad boys off. There we go. A friend of mine named Keith, he loves when I use the chrome impact sockets. So this is for you, Keith, if you're watching. I got my old switch out. The back of the switch looks great. But what happens is when these things sit outside, water gets down in here and then it corrodes the insides. But these terminals on the back, they look brand new. So hopefully this is actually the problem. I like using these switches here. The Stens 430-249. You can get these pretty much everywhere. But they are an original Indac key switch, just in a Stens bag. So they're the real deal. See, Indac, what the OEM would have been on the tractor. These might have a slightly different diameter threaded area, so I might have had to hog out the hole in the dashboard with a round file at some point so that it fit properly, but this is what I use on all the battery ignition Kohlers. All right, so we put the switch in, and then the battery cable here is really hairy, so I just took that off. I mean, there's no way that any power was going through here. You know what I'm saying? Look how crusty that thing is. So we're going to clean up this cable a little bit, and this stupid battery is from the 2018, so you know, there's no way that this thing is working at 7 years old. So might as well just take the whole battery off and put one on there that works for the winter so we can plow snow if we need to. There's more cool stuff. There's a safety that's hot wired. That would be for like the forward reverse lever neutral switch, I believe. Cool. All right, so I took these over to the wire wheel on the bench grinder here, and I cleaned up the surfaces where the wire goes. And this one's got a little more I missed. Let me hit that a little more, and we'll put it back together. I got an X-side battery here, a 26R. This was out of a Generac generator, and I traded it to my father for a dead battery because his was still pretty good. And this is from 2022, it looks like. So it's only 3 years old. Anyways, what I did here is I have some baking soda and water, which we're going to put these battery cables in and try to clean them up a little bit. Just use some stupid soup can that I had because I couldn't find any paper cups. So just mixed a little in there, and I'll give it a shot. I splashed them around a little bit. It really does work good, the baking soda and water. I'm going to splash them around a little bit more, and then we'll hit them with a wire brush and see if we can get them a little more shinier than they are. I've said this before, but these kind of terminals are garbage. But whatever, it's on here. I would really like to make all new cables for this, but we'll clean this up and see if we can get it going. All right, so got a little bit of shine on the copper. Positive, not so shiny, but At least it's not rust looking anymore. Well, we'll see if we can put them terminals on there and see if it will fire up. So I put the cables in and they're loose. What I ended up deciding to do was normally you put the clips in this way so the bump goes up. I'm flipping them upside down so the little bump up goes down and it will push down against the wire. So they seem to work on a positive. We'll try it on the negative and see what we got. So we got both wires securely on there. We'll see what happens if we hit the key. Oh yeah! I think we fixed it. Let's take this, you know what? Before we do anything else, take all this stuff off the seat and see if we can fire it up. All right, let's see. We gotta put the manual choke on. Want to hit the key? See if it'll start. Keep going, keep going. Oh, wait, stop. I forgot. Turn the key off. I forgot we had this rig ignition on here, the redneck ignition. So I got to take that wire off and hook the coil back on. Be right back. Right, we got the proper wire hooked back up. All right, try it now. Yeah, baby. Start. Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. It's fixed. Now it can snow and we can plow. That's awesome. Ooh, that 12-horse crawler sounds awesome. Alrighty. I think we're good. Now you want to turn it off? This old switch is probably good still. I'll test it with a voltmeter and make sure. But what happens is that when switches start to go bad, you get inconsistency. So when you put it to start, it might not work. It might have an intermittent fault to it. But I pretty much guarantee that this is good, and our problem was those crappy battery connections. So I'm just going to put this back in the parts department and we can use it on the next project that needs a switch. I'll believe it when I see it, but some people are saying 1 to 3, some 2 to 4, some 3 to 5, but we'll see what we can get done. We got the trusty $25 812 over here ready to plow, and we haven't had time to do anything else this year, but this sucker's ready. Well, we got about 1.5 inches of snow and it just turned to rain. I'm going to plow it before it's gone. All right, let's see if we can fire up this 817 here and get going. There we go. The plow still lifts up. I'm gonna get soaked. I gotta go quick here and just do a quick little job, I think. I don't want to get soaked in the rain. But yeah, she works still. Pretty cool. Lifts up and everything. Oh, I just got done plowing with the 812. I'm soaking wet, or 817. I'm soaking wet. Ay, ay, ay. Oh man. Thing's awesome. Thing's awesome. For sure. Awesome. I'll tell you, awesome. Standing out here in the pouring rain. See if we can start the $25 812 and plow this 2 inches of mush. $5 812, baby. holding an umbrella, trying to steer, use the hand clutch, and hit the lift lever. Cool. Well, did the driveway good. It's really wet, man. But again, there was probably about 2 inches here before we got the big rain coming in on top.